Live, am I live? I think I may be live. It says I'm live on YouTube, so I think I am. But everyone, it's Friday, so if you're watching this live, happy Friday. If you're watching this on playback, still happy Friday, because that's when I'm doing the live stream. So anyway, better just check before I carry on that everything is fine. Just do some house cleaning items, just check that my audio is fine and everything. So I think I am. But everyone, it's Friday. Yes, I can hear myself. It isn't the best thing in the world as well. But anyway, let's just talk about some house cleaning items before I get into what today's stream is about. Just a couple of things I should say today. First of all, hello to anyone watching this live. I don't know if I do have anyone. Apparently I do, but I can't be sure. Sometimes I think YouTube lies to me. So, hello to anyone who's watching this live. If you want me to answer a question whilst the live stream's taking place, please do let me know in the live chat below. And also at the same time, though, if you want me to talk about anything in particular in my next live stream, which won't be for like a week or two now, please do put in the comment section below and let me know what you want to talk about in my next live stream. And at the same time, though, also if you don't know what these streams are already, basically I do these streams like two to three times a week when I talk about something I want to talk about in like movie and TV, like going on in the movie and TV world right now. Like to this week, in this live stream, I'm about to say this week I did on 2 live streams, so I'm feeling good this week. But no, in this live stream today, I'm talking about Indiana Jones 5 set photos. Indiana Jones 5 is finally started shooting, and at the same time now, I'm also talking about the much anticipated TV show Loki and my opinion on the first episode. I should actually say Loki's my most anticipated MCU TV show for this year, so it was I had quite a few big expectations going into the show, and I watched it a couple of days ago now, and I have some interesting thoughts in it. But I'll get onto that a bit later in this live stream. And also at the same time, though, I should say, if I sound a bit different today, I sound a bit ill, that's only because of hay fever. I live in the country, so hay fever is quite bad here. So if I do accidentally sneeze in this live stream, I apologise. It could happen. I'm not joking. It could definitely happen in this live stream today. So if I do sneeze, I apologise. If I sound a bit snuffed up or anything, it's just because snuffles and everything. Sniffles, that's it, sniffles. What the hell's snuffles? Sniffles, yeah, because hay fever at the moment, and I might sneeze in this live stream, so I do apologise. And at the same time, though, I also live next to a main road, so if you can hear a tractor or a lorry going past, I do apologise. It's because I live next to a main road, and, they get loads of big vehicles going there all the time, basically. But anyway, that's just the house cleaning items for today. So yes, here we are in my 10th live stream. 10! I'm finally into double digits, which isn't saying much, but it's saying something at the same time. And today, I'm only going to try and do a short live stream, because I've done 2 live streams already, and I'm going away tomorrow, so I actually need to start packing sooner rather than later. But for now, I'm going to do a live stream as well, and I should say, this will be my last live stream for about a week or so. I've got a video ready to upload tomorrow, so I'll be uploading a video tomorrow, just a review of Fargo Season 1, but at the same time, though, I won't be uploading for the next week or so, and I won't be doing another live stream next week. If the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer does come out next week, don't worry, I will get around to talking about it, just not next week. I can't wait for the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Spider-Man No Way Home is my most anticipated movie for this year, and we still haven't got the trailer for it. Like, I know it's coming out Christmas, but still, by the side there, if you can hear the tractor going past, I live next to a main road, but I live in the country, so you get the tractors, but I live next to a main road, because the tractors go on the main road and everything, but yeah, so if you can hear a tractor going past, but then, not even sure you can hear it, I don't even know what I'm going on about anymore, but yes, I'm really looking forward to the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, and I thought it was meant to come out yesterday. I heard some rumours, and I know they're only rumours, but still, I heard some rumours that the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer was meant to come out yesterday, and it didn't. And so I'm eagerly awaiting it. I keep hearing loads of these rumours that all these villains from like Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, and villains from the Amazing Spider-Man films are going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm just be like, I want to believe those rumours, but I can't believe them until I see a trailer. Like, there's loads of rumours going around that Willem Dafoe is returning as the Green Goblin in Spider-Man No Way Home. I really want to believe and I really want to get excited about that, but there's no solid confirmation about that. Not until I see a trailer, and annoyingly I haven't got a trailer yet. But instead today I'm talking about something else Marvel-wise, which is Loki, and at the same time though, I'm also talking about Indiana Jones 5, which you guys will see on this side. Yes, there he is. Ooh, Harrison Ford is back at Indy. I'm going to be talking about that very shortly in this live stream. Actually, you know what? I'm going to talk about that now. Here is my first topic for this live stream. Indiana Jones 5 has finally started shooting. It started shooting in the UK. In fact, if I wanted to, I could go probably see where it's shooting, and I would be completely blocked off, and there'd be loads of Lucas filming employees like, no, you can't come past here. Things like that. But the thing is, though, it's shooting in the country, which is quite exciting, to be honest. The fact that an Indiana Jones movie is finally being made, I'm really excited about that. We finally have our fifth Indiana Jones movie that's just finally been made. Like, how long ago was Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? I'm pretty sure it was 2008. That tells you how long ago that was. And I also found out another interesting fact the other day, that by the time Indiana Jones 5 actually gets released into theatres, which is going to be like, I think July, it'll be 80. Oh god, my live stream's cut out. Oh no, what's going on? My computer's just gone slow a bit. Apologies for the hindrance. OBS has just decided not to respond on me. I don't know what's going on here. Apologies for the, I'm back now. Sorry, had to change slide there. Right, back to Indiana Jones 5. Yes, like I said, Harrison Ford will be 80 by this time this film actually gets released in theatres. Which is incredible, in my opinion. He's going to be 80. I didn't even know when he started playing the character. I mean, he started playing the character in 1981. I don't know what age he was, though. He played, obviously, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, Temple of Doom, 1984, Last Crusade, 1989. They get a huge jump to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is 2008. And by the way, I should say here, I like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I might be the minority there, but I like it. I have a personal connection to that film. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, to be honest, it's my earliest memory of anything. My earliest memory of anything is going watching Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in the cinema. That was the first time I ever went to a cinema, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, obviously since then I've changed my opinion on it quite a bit. I don't think it's as good as I did the first time, but I like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull quite a lot, and I'm hoping though that Indiana Jones 5 is something special. It's gonna be the final Indiana Jones film, or at least the final Indiana Jones film that Harrison Ford is in. So technically, it will definitely be the last Indiana Jones film. But I hope it's something special. I mean, Spielberg stepped down as director, but he's still a hands-on producer. I don't know what hands-on producer means, but, Spielberg, it probably means something like that, when the director's shooting something and you play at Spielberg, do you think it works? And then Spielberg go, we'll change that around a bit, and maybe it will work. Spielberg's been produced on things like Goonies and Poltergeist before, like 1980s movies, and the thing is, though, there's images of him on set of the Goonies, or on set of Poltergeist, actually helping to shoot the movie. So whether that'll be happening with Indiana Jones 5, I don't know, but maybe we'll actually get a couple of scenes shot by Spielberg in the film. It might. Never know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see what else Spielberg's doing at the moment. But I bet he's on set right now, actually. I bet Spielberg's actually on set helping shoot Indiana Jones 5. And at the same time, though, we also have a James Mangold coming in as director. Now, we don't know who James Mangold is. He also directed 3 Seasons of Yuma. He directed, Logan. I haven't seen Logan, but it's meant to be really, really good. The one about, Wolverine coming back, but he's much older, which is actually kind of ironic, because it's same sort of thing with Indiana Jones 5, I might think. Because you're looking at, Logan, it's a character coming back after all these years. He doesn't really want to be the same person. I haven't seen Logan, I must admit, so I might be getting the plot synopsis a bit wrong there. But it's a character coming back, Wolverine, after not wanting to be that person anymore. And I think Indiana Jones 5 might be similar to that. The fact that they actually got the person who directed Logan to direct Indiana Jones 5 makes me think that they're going in a similar sort of direction. But one James Mangold film I have seen is Ford v Ferrari. The Ford v Ferrari came out in 2019. It starred Christian Bale, Matt Damon. It was my favourite movie of 2019. I mean, I love Parasite, I love 1917, but my favourite movie in 2019 was Ford v Ferrari. And he directed that movie, and I thought Ford v Ferrari was brilliant. And the thing is, though, James Mangold is not only directing this movie, he only wrote the script for it as well. And James Mangold, boy oh boy, can he write a good script. He wrote the script for Ford v Ferrari as well. And boy oh boy, that is a brilliant movie. Honestly, if you haven't watched Ford v Ferrari, by the way, go and check it out. Absolutely brilliant movie. But going back on the set for Indiana Jones 5, they're shooting it, I think. I have to say something here. When I do my live stream, I always think the images, it's there for me, but it's there for you guys. So, okay, going back to the topic at hand. They're shooting Indiana Jones 5. Finally! Yes! I'm really, really excited for this film. I can't wait for it, to be honest. They've been talking about Indiana Jones 5 for so long. Ever since Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, they were talking about Indiana Jones 5 because Kingdom of the Crystal Skull did so well. But, I really want this last one to be really, really good. I want this to be the best send-off possible to the Indiana Jones character. And at the same time, though, I would like some stock characters to return. Some beloved stock characters we've seen from, previous movies. Like, maybe Short Round return, but older. Short Round, the kid from Temple of Doom. Maybe he return, but much older. And it'd be like one little cameo scene. And if they do that, I literally have the biggest grin on my face in the cinema when watching the film. By the way, I'm going to go watch this film at midnight. I'm so excited to see it. I'm going to go watch Indiana Jones 5 at midnight when it comes out. But anyway, at the same time, I'm hoping to get Salah back. John Rhys Davies as Salah, who played Salah in Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade, which, if you think about it, would make sense. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first Indiana Jones film, Last Crusade, the third Indiana Jones film, and Indiana Jones 5, all odd numbers. Get Salah in there. Go on, if you get what I mean there. The all odd numbers. Maybe it makes sense to bring Salah in there. Maybe it won't be, but I'd love to see Salah in there. Even like I said, if it's just for a little cameo, it'd be funny to see him in there one more time as a character. And I know he said we return as well, which is exciting. Like, I know Disney do take opportunities on it. Like, I know Liam Neeson recently was talking about it's a possibility of having a cameo in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and he was like, "Oh no, Disney haven't contacted me," but he said he would like to do it. I think Disney have contacted him. I think Liam Neeson is going to be in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I think it's a missed opportunity if he isn't. But that's neither here or there. Back to Indiana Jones 5. Let's take a look at some of the set photos. So there we have. We finally have Harrison Ford back as Indiana Jones in the fedora hat and in the Indiana Jones costume. I've heard a few people talk about the fact that he's wearing the same costume that he was in, Killing the Crystal Skull, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. I like that. Imagine the uproar on the internet if he wasn't wearing the same costume that he was on the previous, Indiana Jones movies. Imagine the uproar on the internet. Got a load of nerds going, well, he's not the same Indiana Jones, and Disney's changing everything. That's what all these internet people say nowadays. I mean, I'm one of them. Internet nerds. You're like, Disney changing everything. Star Wars is shit now. But the thing is, I love Star Wars, by the way. Still, I've enjoyed all the Star Wars content that's come out in the past couple of years. With the exception of Solo, I have some big issues with Solo, but I still kind of enjoy watching Solo, actually, I must admit. But the thing is, though, I've had a big issue. But the thing is, though, all these people nowadays, you have a big issue with, Disney and ruining their franchises. And I bet if they changed Indiana Jones' costume, you would have got a huge uproar on the internet. But they didn't. He's back in the fedora hat. He's back in the Indiana Jones costume. And I'm so excited. I honestly am. When I saw the image, I had to do like a double take. And because... First of all, just look at the location he's at. It looks like it's the back of a pub. It looks like it's a car park of a pub. Honestly, that looks like a pub. That also looks like it's Kathleen Kennedy, by the way, the woman there. Kathleen Kennedy, producer of all Star Wars movies. Quite an infamous name in the nerd community right now. Some huge Star Wars fans hate Kathleen Kennedy. Personally, I think she did a great job. She's produced some of my favourite films of all time, as Lost Ark, E.T., so on and so on and so on. Loads of classic Spielberg movies. And she's producing this one as well. She brought on James Mangold as a director, so I think she's doing pretty well with this film so far. I mean, obviously, we haven't seen the film yet, but she brought James Mangold as a director, and James Mangold is a good director. But the thing is, though, I think that's her there, and just seeing Harrison Ford back in the fedora hat, it's so exciting. It really is. And let's look at some of the other images from Indiana Jones 5 as well. So if you give me a second, I'm going to go into, it's like an optical illusion. Look at that. That's me speaking. So here we are. Yeah, so here's some more Indiana Jones 5 set photos. So look, there's a train. It looks like a World War II type train, which is odd because they won't put it in World War II. At least I don't think they will. And there's some more trucks and everything. This is all filmed in North Yorkshire, by the way, so not too far from where I live, actually. It says even spotted filming lace blockbuster in Yorkshire. Yeah, Yorkshire. Anyway, let's look a bit more here. Look, we got the Nazi thing there. Like they casted Mads Mikkelsen, who played don't really know what many people know of him, but he played Jyn Erso's dad in Rogue One, and he's gonna go and play Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts 3, and he's playing the villain in this film. And there's loads of rumors that he's gonna be a Nazi, and maybe this is confirming the Nazi connection. Like I said, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first Indiana Jones film, is centered around the Nazis of the villains. Last Crusade, the third Indiana Jones film, centered around Nazis of the villains, and maybe the fifth Indiana Jones film is centered around Nazis as the villains as well, which makes sense. All odd number Indiana Jones films are centered around Nazis as the villains, and maybe this is continuing the trend. Look at some other ones. There's just some set photos from where they're shooting, I imagine. Some old-fashioned cars there. Going to be a period piece. Don't know where it's going to be set, though. Not being confirmed yet. And then there's classic indie from Raiders of the Lost Ark in the Idol in the Temple. So let's look at some more. Let's just look at the set photos again. It looks pretty interesting. I'm excited. I mean, yeah, they got a train in there, which is exciting me quite a bit. I love a good train chase if there is going to be one. But they spent a bit of money on the train. Look, there's all the train stuff there. It also looks like there's a gunner there, which is exciting and everything. And yeah, so there you go. It's short filming in Yorkshire, and pictures reveal the key Nazi plot clue. Yeah, I can't pronounce my words today. Pictures reveal key Nazi plot clue. Well, it doesn't really. Nazi might not be involved in it all. It might be a complete flashback. You never know. But the thing is, though, it's exciting. Indiana Jones 5 is shooting. I'm really excited for it. Hopefully it comes out, and hopefully everyone loves it. Fingers crossed that's what happens, and fingers crossed it's the movie everyone wants it to be. And I will be one of the first people in the cinema to see that movie, no matter what. I can't wait to see the 5th Indiana Jones movie. I hold the first two movies so close to my heart, and even the 4th movie as well, which I know a lot of people hate, which is fair enough. I can understand why. The thing is, though, I have a personal connection to that, 4th movie as well, and I'm hoping the 5th movie sticks the landing in the best way possible. You have James Mangold as director, Harrison Ford returning to play the lead title character, good casting with the villain, Mads Mikkelsen, and at the same time, though, Spielberg being heavily involved in the project as a hands-on producer, and that's topic number 1 today. Topic number 2 is my thoughts and feelings on the new episode of Loki, or episode 1 of Loki. Now, before I get into the topic today, I'm gonna have a quick drink of water. Again, sorry if I feel sound a bit bummed up. It's just because of hay fever and stuff, and I live in the country. But such is the way of life. Right, let's get into my thoughts and feelings on Loki. So the first episode of Loki premiered yesterday, and I still give some context here. Loki is actually my most anticipated MCU TV show coming out this year. I thought WandaVision, when I first saw the trailer for it, looked actually really, really interesting, really exciting, but ultimately it disappointed me. Falcon Winter Soldier, I was never really interested in it, and to be honest, the more I think about it, the more I forget about it. But the thing is about Loki, the first trailer I saw of it got me really, really excited. Owen Wilson in the MCU is just something I never thought I'd see, but actually he looks different, and he's actually really good in it. Not to give too much away on my thoughts and dealings there, but I really like Owen Wilson in this show. At the same time, though, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not always the biggest fan of the MCU movies as a whole. In fact, I'm not really a fan of any of the movies, that Loki has actually been in. I'm not a fan of the first Thor movie, I'm not a fan of the first Avengers movie, I'm not a fan of Thor the Dark World, I'm not a fan of Thor Ragnarok, really, and I don't mind Thor Ragnarok, actually, but I'm not big on it, I must admit. At the same time, though, I'm not the biggest fan of Avengers Infinity War. But the thing is, though, in all those movies, I've always enjoyed Loki's appearance, and I've always enjoyed Tom Hiddleston as Loki. And so that kind of got me very excited for the show, the fact that it's going to be a Loki-centered show. And I must admit, I think the first episode was okay. It kind of disappointed me, but I don't mind it. In the end, it's a first episode, so I'm not gonna be too judgmental on this episode, because the series could, develop and become something amazing. I mean, there's rumors there's gonna be a Loki series 2, so maybe this is gonna be like a 5-season show. I don't know. Pardon me. Maybe this might be like a 5-season show. But for now, the first episode, I don't know. It didn't do much for me. Things I liked about it. I've got a little list here. Tom Hiddleston as Loki. He's always brilliant. I love Tom Hiddleston as an actor. He's brilliant in everything I've seen him in. And he did not disappoint as Loki once again in this show. One thing I really did enjoy, and by the way, spoilers here if you haven't watched this first episode of Loki. So spoilers if you haven't watched the first episode. Do turn away now. Go and check it out. I do recommend it. But, spoilers if you haven't watched the first episode of Loki yet. Spoilers! Yes, one thing I did enjoy quite a lot about the first episode of Loki is not only Tom Hiddleston's fantastic performance as the title character, but also one thing I really enjoyed was when he was watching his life, flash forward in front of him. Because obviously it's not the same Loki. It's a variant of Loki. It's a variant of Loki from the Avengers movie. And so he's watching his life, flash before him. And I loved that, actually. That was a really good, fantastic scene when he watched when he watched himself, die the Dark Elves to his mother, and he watched his mother die, and all because of him. And then he watched himself in Thor Ragnarok, and he watched this scene between, him and Thor, which is one of the highlights of that film, in my opinion. Watch the scene between him and Thor in Thor Ragnarok, and then he watched himself die at the hands of Thanos in Avengers Infinity War. And like I said, even though I'm not a fan of those movies, those are kind of the highlights from my movie. Those are kind of the highlights from those movies, in my opinion. And watching himself, turn dark and die was really fantastic in my opinion. I love that scene. I love how Tom Hiddleston played that character in that scene as well. He's crying and everything. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. At the same time though, I think Owen Wilson was great in the show. I really enjoyed his performance actually because he was very different than I've seen him in loads of Owen Wilson comedies like Night at the Museum when he played the cowboy and stuff, or Wes Anderson comedies which I've viewed not too long ago on this channel like the Royal Tenenbaums, and there's other ones that I've viewed on this channel as well. Can't think of any at the top of my head, but he's been in loads. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou and The Darjeeling Limited. Been loads of Wes Anderson films, but the thing is though, he was doing a very different performance in this show than he was in films like films directed by Wes Anderson and other Owen Wilson comedies. And I really liked that. I really liked the new performance from Owen Wilson in the show. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I also enjoyed Gugu Mbatha-Raw. I might pronounce her name wrong, but that's the woman here. The court judge, the TVA judge, in the time variance authority. And at the same time, though, I also enjoyed when they explained what the time variance was. If you like cartoon sequence with the clock there, I don't know if anyone can see the cartoon clock. I really enjoyed that sequence because it reminded me of the DNA sequence from Jurassic Park. I don't know if anyone's like, oh, I'm Mr. DNA from Jurassic Park. And then they did a similar thing with the clock in the first episode of Loki, where they explained it for like a cartoon montage and everything. I thought that was really great. It actually reminded me of Jurassic Park in a great way. I love Jurassic Park, one of my all-time favourite movies. Don't know if anyone can see the poster there. There you go. For the bad streaming. Oh, I'm reconnected, so okay. Apologies there. Apologies. I think I might have disconnected a bit. So apologies if I did disconnect, and apologies the connection isn't great today. I don't know why that is, but I just got a notification then that my OBS is disconnected, which I'm doing the streaming on. Apologies about that. If I did disconnect, and sorry if the streaming software isn't as good. Sorry if my picture isn't as good as it usually is. Do apologise about that, but I just got a notification that my streaming software disconnected. But back onto Loki. I don't know, I didn't really feel that much. One of my big issues with the episode, I just didn't really feel that much excitement in this episode in particular. I didn't really feel like it's amazing or anything. Like all these people are reviewing the first episode of Loki going, it's amazing, and I didn't get that. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it either. I enjoyed watching it, but after I just felt like, nah, it was alright. It was a good opening episode. I'm not gonna judge it too much, but it was a good opening episode. In my opinion, it was a bit too messy. It was about all over the place. Like Loki was walking into the room and then finding things, like when he found the Infinity Stones. I didn't really work for me, stuff like that. And it's just going into rooms and finding things and just meddling about the the little time variance authority thing, which jumps place and everything. It just some of it which didn't really work for me. At the same time, though, there was a couple of sequences in the episode which felt like it was comedy substituted for story. And I don't really like when TV shows, or films for that matter, do that. The MCU do that quite a lot, actually, when they substitute comedy for story. Like, one of my favourite comedies of all time is Ghostbusters. Because what's so fantastic about the original Ghostbusters movie is, the 84 Ghostbusters, not the Ghostbusters remake, which I don't really like that much, but the original Ghostbusters, what's so fantastic about that movie is the way they use comedy. Like, it's a really funny movie, but the thing is, though, the comedy moves the plot forward in Ghostbusters. I didn't get that with Loki. There's one sequence in particular where we see the security guard there, which is the woman dressed in black there, where we see him messing with the little TVA, gadget with her, and she kept jumping all over the place. It was meant to be funny. The comedy fell flat there for me, I must admit. Quite a lot of the comedy in the episode fell flat there. That was another big issue with this episode. And I just felt at some moments it was comedy substitute for story. And sometimes that can be alright, in the grand scheme of things. But for now, everyone was going on about how amazing the first episode of Loki was. And I didn't get that. I'm not saying it was bad. I enjoyed watching it. And I'm intrigued to go and watch episode 2. Particularly, and one thing I absolutely love, which I haven't mentioned yet, with the end of the episode. I love the end of the episode. It was so dark. It was like something out of Game of Thrones, when Game of Thrones was good. And honestly, oh god, I just love the end of the episode. We just saw this dark figure in a cloak, and this dark cloaked figure. And I was like, in the distance. And by the way, I think it's Richard E. Grant, because Richard E. Grant was confirmed to be in the show, but we haven't actually heard what he's playing yet. I think Richard E. Grant is playing like an older Loki. I don't know, but I think it might be, and I think that's what the cloaked figure was, but we'll have to wait and see. But yes, that was really exciting at the end of the episode. But the thing is, though, the end didn't make it for me. The rest of the episode just felt a bit, we're going from one place to another. This is what's happening. Let's have a scene of exposition in there. I like the scene between almost the character and Loki when they have that conversation. And it's just literally one conversation, but it's actually quite riveting and everything just between those two characters. I like that quite a lot. I liked the scenes with almost, so I think he was good in it. But honestly, it just felt a bit messy, and it didn't really have the energy that I wanted this show to have yet. Maybe we get into episode 2 and the plot really starts to move forward and it gets really exciting and everything. But for now, I thought it was good, but not great. And if I was going to give a rating on this episode, and this is only a general rating because, like I said, this is only the first episode of the show. So much could happen after this. I could end up absolutely loving it. I could end up absolutely hating it. This could be the start of the downfall for my affection of the character Loki. But for now, I'm going to say that Loki episode 1, I'm going to say it's about a 7 out of 10. I liked it for the most part. I do kind of wish it was a bit better. But in the end, it's the first episode of the show. Things could pick up or things could go downhill pretty quickly. But for now, it's good, but I kind of wish it was a bit better, and I kind of wish that they moved the plot forward a bit more quickly. It felt like in some stages they were slowing down, and I'm not entirely sure why. It felt a bit messy, but hey, that's just me. If you enjoyed the episode, I'm happy for you, because obviously there's a lot of MCU content out there, there's a lot of MCU movies in general, which I don't like, but a lot of people love, and that's fantastic. If you liked the first episode of Loki, that's good. Go let me know in the comment section below if you liked the first episode of Loki, if you loved the first episode of Loki even. Maybe you watched the first episode of Loki and you were enthralled by it. And if you did, please let me know in the comment section below and what you thought of Loki. But for me personally, it just didn't work as much as I wanted it to. But in the end, it's the first episode of a TV show. It could go uphill and it could go downhill pretty quickly. Fingers crossed though, it goes uphill and I end up absolutely loving this show after not having the best reaction to WandaVision and not really thinking Falcon and Winter Soldier was anything particularly special. Fingers crossed Loki surprises me and becomes something incredibly special, but until then, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway guys, that is my live stream for today. Like I said before, I won't be doing another one for at least a week now. I have a YouTube video on my review of Fargo Season 1 that I'll be uploading tomorrow. But I'm going to be on holiday for the next week, so I won't be uploading anything, or won't be doing anything YouTube-wise within the next week, or probably not anyway. But until then, look forward to my next live stream when I'll hopefully be talking about the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer whenever it's released, because it still hasn't been released yet, and I've been waiting for that trailer for a long time. Fingers crossed, Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin gets confirmed in that trailer. But until then, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like subscribe on this live stream, and look forward to many more both film and TV reviews and live streams coming very soon on this channel. And if you want me to talk about anything in particular on my next live stream, please do put it in the live chat below or in the comment section below if you're watching this in playback, and let me know what you want to think about, what you want me to talk about, what you want me to think about. What you want to think about in my next live stream, what you want me to talk about in my next live stream in the comment section below. But until then guys, see you guys again soon, but bye for now. It takes me about a minute or two to end the stream anyway, but bye for now. Bye. Oh, bye.